Hey, it's Cassie from Curry Honda in Chicopee. You're listening to the Bax and Nagle podcast on Rock 102. Come see us at Curry Honda for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Experience the best at Curry Honda. Thanks for listening.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:51. And Def Leppard with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be, and I will tell you in 1 second here, it's going to be cloudy with some rain showers today with a high of 57. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 56, looking at 33 right now in downtown Springfield.
Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So, from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
Remember James Franco?
Sure.
But do you know Dave Franco?
No.
James's younger brother. Dave Franco may have entered Hollywood as the younger brother of James, but he still feels he's grown into his own person. In a recent interview with Bustle, the Regretting You and Now You See Me, Now You Don't star said that despite James's efforts to secure him an agent when he began acting, no one was going to hire me just because I was James Franco's little brother. Well, they certainly wouldn't now.
Not now. Years ago, maybe.
If I sucked, I would have disappeared very quickly. He made his film debuts in the 2007 movies After Sex and Superbad. Some 8 years after James, 47 broke out of with a television role on the series Freaks and Geeks alongside Seth Rogen. Dave and James acted for the screen together for a number of times in the 2010s. Both actors appeared in movies like Milk and The Broken Tower.
So he's the Clint Howard of 2025.
Yes, but the touchy-feely Clint Howard. You never heard Clint Howard being accused of,
getting to grab-assy?
Trying to groom a girl in your acting class.
Yeah, no, I've never heard that before.
Well, I mean, it's not to say that it wouldn't happen, but...
Well, and you can't judge a book by its cover, because Clint Howard looks like, he's a little creepy looking. Whereas James Franco used to be, at one point, before he fell apart, somewhat of a snack.
Right, and this guy looks a little bit much better-looking version than his own brother.
Little crisscross, yeah. That's what the whole thing is.
At 35, Jennifer Lawrence has already been through several phases of Hollywood celebrity. She had already had a heady start to her career, breaking out in the indie film Winter's Bone, starring in two huge franchises, The Hunger Games and X-Men, and winning an Oscar for The Silver Linings Playbook, all by the age of 22. Critics praised her performances in subsequent films like Mother and American Hustle, and off-camera it seemed like the public couldn't get enough of her. But privately, Jennifer Lawrence says she was waiting for the backlash. It came in waves of negative attention and headlines about how she was too much, too brash, too unfiltered, or worse, fake. But she just brushes all that off now.
And then talks to the media, which seems brash and fake.
It does seem brash to me. Why would you talk to the very media that you didn't like putting out bad stuff about you?
Because you need them.
You do. More about Britney Spears. Her ex, Britney Spears reportedly deactivated her Instagram account amid a public dispute with her ex-husband Kevin. The account, which could not be found on November 2nd, was allegedly deactivated following controversial claims made by Feederline about Spears' parenting. This news comes after a restaurant manager denied reports of Spears acting erratically during a recent outing. Feederline's memoir, which includes damning claims about Spears, has sparked further controversy in their ongoing feud. Despite the turmoil, Spears remained focused on her kids, the well-being of them amidst the public scrutiny.
So she's not dancing with knives anymore?
No, so there was some video. I didn't get the whole story, but there was some story about her driving around in a car and acting all erratic, and maybe she shouldn't have been behind the car.
Maybe.
That kind of thing. Let's see. Denise Richards. We don't talk enough about her.
We do not.
She delighted fans on Halloween by dressing up in a black bodysuit and Playboy bunny ears, paying homage to her past as a Playboy cover model. The actress shared photos of her costume on social media nearly 20 years after her Playboy shoot. Richards recently testified against her estranged husband, Aaron Pfeiffer's, alleging physical and emotional abuse, including incidents of violence and control. Pfeiffer's has filed for divorce and is seeking spousal support, claiming financial hardship due to Richards cutting off access to their joint bank account. He also requested half of the income from Richards' OnlyFans page, which he claims is derived from photos he took. Who is, I understand the concept of the OnlyFans, but I don't think I could ever pony up money for something like that. And there's enough dudes out there doing that these people are making quite a bit of money.
There's so much free stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
I can't really see why I would pay for that.
I guess
it would have to be something really unusual and really extraordinary.
I guess if you were only a fan, maybe.
I guess, but I don't have that kind of brand loyalty.
Yeah. Selena Gomez shared insights on managing her mental health at the Rare Impact Fund benefit in Los Angeles, emphasizing the importance of allowing herself to feel emotions and finding comfort in laughter. The event, attended by Gomez and her husband Benny Blanco, supports the Rare Impact Fund, which aims to raise $100 million for youth mental health services worldwide. Gomez highlighted the impact of the organization, reaching 2 million people daily, and expressed pride in its achievements. The singer and actress, known for her candid discussions on anxiety and depression, continues to prioritize mental health through her cosmetics brand Rare Beauty. And she's also, 3 seasons past due on a show that should have been canceled 3 seasons ago. She's a good actress.
She's a real good actress, but the paychecks are too good.
It's just, I cannot believe that Only Murders in the Building show is still on.
People are still watching, apparently.
And do you think anybody would still want to live in that complex with all those people dying?
One murder, maybe I'm willing to overlook that.
Yeah.
How many seasons are we into? 4? 5?
5, I think.
5 murders in the same building? No, that's it. I'm packing up my stuff and leaving.
Toho Studios has announced the title of the next Godzilla film, Godzilla -0. Directed by Takashi Yamazaki. I believe he's an Irish guy. Who directed that.
I'm no math whiz, but wouldn't Godzilla -0 still be Godzilla?
Yeah, but what does nothing from nothing leave?
Well, it leaves nothing. But you got to have something if you want to be with me.
Right, yeah. The film was revealed during Godzilla Day 2025 in Tokyo with a teaser logo and an artwork hinting at the darker and more expensive monster mythoscape. You can tell that I'm getting all this from a news source because I would never find a source that used the word mythoscape.
I don't even know what a mythoscape is.
Kim Kardashian.
Does that have anything to do with body hair? Like
yes.
it is mythoscaped?
Yes. That's they sell those special razors.
Good.
The Mythoscape razor.
Well, now I feel more informed.
Kim Kardashian is rehashing a risque scene with Emma Roberts in that American Horror Story where they share a kiss and then they face slap.
Well, they must have something to say.
Oh, my God, the last time I had this much contact with someone's face on camera was when Ray J wore my fish mitten like an N95 mask in that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95.
Now, that's some social distancing that makes some sense. Caitlin?
Well, I never got that done and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but we once enjoyed another stay-at-home movie weekend.
What you watch?
First, we watched the comedy, There's Something Inside Mary. Then it was the war flick, The Spurt Locker with Spermy Rimmer.
What else did you watch?
And last but not least, we watched the Western flick Spum Guns, starring Spoo Diamond Phillips. And finally, after some cleanup, with the wet vac, of course, I capped off the weekend by giving her a Laverne and Shirley.
What's a Laverne and Shirley?
That's when you pull out of her squiggy and cover her with schlemazel, and a little bit of Hassenpfeffer.
Where do you see about the big ragu?
Oh, the big ragu. Do you ever have squiggy on your schlemiel and schlemazel?
Not yet.
And that's your Hollywood trash on Rock 102. This farm is famous for 6 beef.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Outdoor Power Headquarters, Steel, Ego, Craftsman, Toro, DeWalt.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Well, folks, the World Series is over, and as expected, the LA Dodgers have won back-to-back championships. Sure, it still took about 3 games longer than most people would have expected, and yeah, the Toronto Blue Jays just a few outs away from winning the series in front of their hometown crowd. But sometimes baseball is a cruel and vicious game, one that makes you think you're on the cusp of greatness when in fact you're on the edge of an irretrievable disaster and heartache. And so the Dodgers are your World Series champion after winning Game 7 by a score of 5-4. So how do the fans of Los Angeles feel about watching their team being the first back-to-back World Series champion in 25 years, other than the Yankees who won in 99 and 2000? Well, as you know, Los Angeles has a long history of terrific fan violence. They're a city that really knows how to light things up, especially after a championship situation. This year, however, the crowd seemed, uncharacteristically subdued. According to Los Angeles police, only 7 people arrested Saturday night, and among those taken into custody were folks who were charged with illegal possession of fireworks, the vandalism of city buses and parked cars, and at least one person charged with failure to disperse. The only person that showed any real creativity was a woman who was arrested for driving her bicycle into a police horse. Now, thankfully, the horse was uninjured in the accident. But where was all the looting? Where was all the overturned police vehicles? How come not a single trash receptacle was set on fire? Hell, even the city's conveniently located recycling bins were left untouched. I don't know what's going on in that city, but this is not the Los Angeles that I recall. The city that I remember used to specialize in these sort of things. You've just won back-to-back championships, and all you have to show for is a lady smashing into a horse? What the hell's going on in this country? Because I gotta tell you, I'm a little disappointed in you people. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. A tape measure? How thoughtful. Shop at Rocky's and give people the things they actually use all the time, like a tape measure or a hammer or a tool bag. They're all on sale. Only $6 each. Available now at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock. It's 6:13 in the cars of Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Cloudy today with a chance of a rain shower this afternoon. High of 57. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 56. It is 33 in downtown Springfield.
Scott Cohen will be joining us after 7 o'clock today. It's also an autumn mist Monday. We got some other things to give away, too. So make sure you are listening all day long.
Tomorrow is Erection Day, so we have a whole rundown of things that are going on with
Steve,
that.
it is election day.
What are they talking about? Polls.
Different kind of poll, Steve. It's election day. This is the day that people vote for candidates that they feel comfortable with.
Well, that goes what I had to talk about for this hour.
I'm sorry to kind of blast a hole for your intentions here, Steve, but just want to make sure we're selling the same thing.
Well, I was wrong, so let's talk about Halloween, I guess.
Sorry to be such a buzzkill.
Halloween being on a Friday this year. You'd think there'd be a ton of people out. There wasn't that many people out.
We actually had, and this is weird because normally we have probably 3 kids all night. Mm-hmm. This year, I don't know what, we had 10. We more than doubled what we normally get.
See, that's weird.
I know.
First of all, I didn't get anybody this year, and I wasn't home, for the most part. But I had gone out on Friday. My daughter's like, this is like the last of the hurrahs, of the of the going out trick or treating. You get into those teenage years, and you're like, Well, at what point do you say, I don't think this is really for me anymore?
I think it starts to come back.
Yeah.
When you turn legal to drink in like 21, like in college, you go through a period, and then you stop for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, all your adult friends want to get together and have shots of Fireball and
Jaeger bombs and
Jaeger bombs. Then you do it again, and then you phase out again. It's cyclical.
But there wasn't that many people out. I went with her, and I did one of those walk behind dad paces. Like I'm part of the Secret Service.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm like, I'm like mingling with the neighbors and stuff. That's right. That's what I did. But there really wasn't that many kids out, and by 8:00, the town was a ghost town. When I said this last week about these trunk or treats, there are so many of them, and I get it as a parent. Like, that's perfect. If you are not able to go out on a Friday night or any night of the week, but you have all these other options on either heads or tails of either weekend, you got plenty of options to go take the kid out trick-or-treating.
I wonder if it's, I sometimes think about this. I wonder if it's because parents don't really want to go out more than once for trick-or-treating. So if there's a trunk-or-treat event that went on like a week ago or whatever it was, maybe you're more likely to do that and say, well, that's the end of that's the end of Halloween.
Yeah.
Let's put our costume in a bin, and then that's it. And then you don't, because otherwise, you're out 3 or 4 times in a week.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of candy. It's a lot of potential diabetes for your kid.
We only had it like once. It was one. No, I don't remember anybody like decorating so much before a holiday.
Well, I don't think people had. I don't think the businesses understood how much money there was to make.
Right.
And like these front yard inflatables and other statues and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the decorations have gotten way the hell out of hand.
I mean, it's cool. Some of the displays are cool, but to take the time to I give people a lot of credit that take the time to set everything up like that to make it look good for the neighborhood.
Yeah, but they'll take some time to take it all down, too.
I saw a guy in the Westfield Forum yesterday complaining about there's a house, and I don't know if these cars are out there all year long, but it's right by Westfield State College, or I'm sorry, University.
Right.
It's right by Westfield State, and it's on Bates Road, and it's this house that's got these 2 like stock car looking things out front, and the guy decorates them for it's Halloween. It is right now, and I believe there's like a Christmas display that he puts on.
Yeah,
and some guy is on the community forum is complaining that this guy's got unregistered vehicles in his driveway or in his yard, and it's causing a blight for the neighborhood, and yada, yada, yada. It's like...
Mind your own business.
Well, I mean, I guess that area of town is considered to be a little more on the bougier side because it's near the college and it's kept so nice, and, Western Avenue into Bates Road is where...
Are these 2 vehicles there all year?
I believe they are.
So they're not. Are they like are they decorative or just for parts?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think they're decorated all year. Now I can't remember. You know why? Because I didn't really pay attention until somebody points it out in a community forum.
And then you drive past and you say, "Oh, well, there are those."
You're like,
empty cars.
Oh yeah, this is ridiculous. But we got people complaining like that in this day and age.
It's the holiday. It's Halloween. You want to have your property as spooky as possible.
Yeah.
For some, not me, but other people. I mean, what's spookier than a car that won't start?
That's true.
Scared the living bejesus out of you.
Hey, if you can't get to where you're going.
Yeah. I can't move these cars off my front yard. They're haunted.
It's haunted.
These are spooky vehicles.
Spooky vehicles. Now I can't find the post, but here it is. Yeah, this guy, he wrote. You want me to read the letter to you?
Yeah.
Dear Counselor Burns. That's a great John Houseman name.
Counselor Burns.
I am writing to you today regarding an ongoing issue at 17 Bates Road in our ward. The homeowner...
Homeowners is what?
Well, you got me.
I got it.
Is keeping multiple unregistered and destroyed vehicles on their property, which I believe constitutes a blight on our neighborhood. I have already spoken with code enforcement on this matter. They informed me that they had received other complaints and had visited the property previously. For over a year, the homeowner...
Homeowners is what?
Oh, you got me again.
I gotcha.
Has at least one unregistered vehicle and multiple appliances outside of their home. Beginning in August of this year, the number of such items significantly increased. While it recently appeared that these items were being cleaned up, they now have been transformed into a Halloween display. This follows a similar pattern from last year when an unregistered car on the property had a Christmas tree with lights on top of it. This behavior is not endearing nor cute. It is persistent eyesore that negatively impacts our community. Really? How is that?
Where? How?
I am concerned about the city's ability to enforce its codes in situations like this. Is there anything you can do to address this obnoxious behavior and ensure that our city's ordinances are upheld? I have attached 2 photos, one of the most recent display and the other from Google Maps, which shows the vehicle and appliances that have persisted since last year. How do you know when that Google Map picture was taken?
That could have been years ago.
Sincerely, Travis L. from the Ward 4. Actually, I think that looks pretty cool. The way he's got it set up there.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I can understand how someone might get a hair up their ass when all that decoration is gone, and then you got the 2 cars in the front yard.
I guess, but it's still, at least it's well done. It's not like that doesn't look like a trashy front yard.
Well, the problem is, and you're right about that section of Westfield is more of the bougie section. There are plenty of other areas of Westfield where blight is almost applauded. They invite blight.
Yeah.
But that's not one of those sections of town.
You know what?
I can see if you're spending all that money for one of them opulent estates in that part of Westfield. The last thing you want to see is a couple Oldsmobiles on someone's front yard.
If you're going to complain about Bates Road, how about paving it? That might be a start.
Yeah. And who made you the master of Bates Road?
Master Bates Road? But when you drive down Bates Road, anybody who's driven down that road knows that that's as scary as it's going to be in Westfield. The speed limit's 30 miles an hour. I don't know if that's a speed limit sign or a dare. How fast can you go on these streets before your car just falls apart?
Oh, spooky. So it's a challenge.
Oh, it's the Master Bates Road Challenge. But there you go. There's another guy getting his bun up in a crawl with cars on the front lawn.
It's 8:22 with Bax and
6:22.
What did I say?
You said 8:20.
I meant 6:22 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock at 6:28, and the Foo Fighters are Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam will have the full forecast for you.
Hey, real quick, the Mayflower Marathon Thunderbird hockey jerseys are on sale, but there are only a few of them left. You can stop by this week at 45 Fisher Avenue, East Longmeadow, here at the Rock 102 studios between Monday 9 to 5 to Friday 9 to 5. They only cost $20. All the proceeds go to the Mayflower Marathon to help the open pantry. We are out of smalls, mediums, and double extra larges. The only things that remain are the large and extra larges, but even those are in the final stages. So
and they're pretty big too. They're not your typical large and extra large. It's like a double X large and a triple X large. They're pretty big.
I got the double X and it swims on me.
Yeah.
And I'm a double X guy in nearly every other thing.
You are a beefy man.
I prefer to think it is as succulent.
See, I got the large, and it looks like I'm wearing a 3X.
Yeah, and you're a stocky.
I'm beefy as well.
You're beefy as well. You're a real spark plug, is what you are.
Sausagey.
Yeah. I prefer the word succulent.
I like succulent.
It's a good word, really.
All right.
Anyway, so stop by the studios to get yours today before they run out, because they will.
You ready to laugh?
Yes.
All right, let's laugh.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you,
on Rock 102,
I make you laugh.
Springfield's Classic Rock.
You know what? That's missing something. You think it should be like faster or like obviously we can't do anything about the voice, but do you think we can make it faster and more?
I'm sure we can. Probably can speed it up a couple of notches.
Yeah. What do the folks think? 293-1021 on the Route 10 Tire listener line. Tell us what you think that needs.
Yeah, on your way to work while you're driving, please text us.
I mean, a funny joke might be helpful.
Actually, that's probably the thing that sells it the most, rather than the intro or the outro.
Well, I don't have one because I'm too busy with my side hustle that I started.
You got a side hustle?
Yeah, it's a dating site for chickens. It's like a Tinder for chickens.
Really?
Listen, man, I'm just trying to make hens meet. Easy. Yeah, because they're dating. You know,
I
the
get
hens
that.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Bax and Nagle in the morning on Rock 102.
Here's your Western
6:34 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Yankee Home Improvement. Winter is coming, and right now you can save up to $179 on every window. Get 50% off installation and 0% interest for a full year. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. On Saturday, SNAP benefits were suspended due to the ongoing federal government shutdown affecting millions of families across the United States. The federal government shutdown has now lasted 32 days as of this, so it's more than that, delaying funding for many operations, including SNAP benefits. that over 42 million Americans rely on for groceries. Nia Renix, founder and CEO of Hunger Dash, emphasized that food insecurity affects both low-income and working-class families, saying a lot of people think that food insecurity only affects people who don't have a job or something like that. On Friday, federal judges ordered the USDA to use contingency funds to pay for at least partial SNAP benefits as soon as possible before the benefits were set to expire for families on November 1st. The government must respond by today.
You know, we talked about this last week. Because we're talking about the Mayflower Marathon. It's coming up very, very soon. You know, the latest numbers that we received about food insecurity in just Hampden County alone was 54%.
Yeah.
If you add that to the fact that 47.4% of the people in Springfield rely on SNAP benefits, 47%.
Just in the city.
Just in this city. And Holyoke is at 43.3, North Adams 33.5, Chicopee 29.6. These are massive numbers of people that are relying on this. If this doesn't get resolved quickly, it's going to be even harder for organizations like the Open Pantry to continue to fulfill their obligation and their goal of feeding people with food insecurity issues. So these are potentially very dramatic times.
As millions of families face food insecurity, digital food access models and residents are working to stabilize food supply chains. Renix has relaunched Hunger Dash, America's first virtual monthly delivery food pantry club. She described Hunger Dash as a service similar to BJ's or Costco with a pay-it-forward motto, where members pay a nominal monthly fee to receive a selection of food that can last between 1 to 3 weeks, depending on your family size. While Hunger Dash serves as an alternative to those who may feel ashamed or embarrassed to visit local food pantries, some residents are actively working to change that stigma. AJ Andrukis of Chicopee, who donated baby food to Lorraine's Soup Kitchen and Pantry, said it's a good cause and I believe in it. I was down and out at one time. I know what it's like. Despite the shutdown, new SNAP clients are still required to submit their paperwork on time. With the government shutdown impacting SNAP benefits, organizations like Hunger Dash are stepping in to provide alternative food options for affected families. The situation remains critical as the government works to address the funding delay. You put works in quotation marks. It's just kind of, to be playing political games by dangling cookies over poor people's heads and people who can't afford things seems a little disingenuous.
Oh, yeah. I know.
And but it also, and I said this last week, to the people, because I saw it again over the weekend. There was some asshat who...
Masshat.
No, asshat. I believe he's a asshat everywhere in this country.
Oh, okay.
Something about, candy's 50% off now. All you people with the SNAP benefit not getting SNAP benefits can go to town. And it's just this ignorance of people. And I just, all I could say to myself, because I don't engage in that, is I hope you never have to suffer from food insecurity. I don't think people get that.
There is a population that doesn't fully understand what that all means. And listen, there are people who work very, very hard for the money they make and work very hard to put food on the table. Yeah. I get that, and it's understandable and fine. But the reality is, not everybody is in that same situation.
They don't have
and a lot of people, just based on the numbers that we've been given, suggest that even if you have a job, even if you are working, there are times when you may have to struggle, whether it's a matter of choosing food or choosing rent, or choosing food or choosing medication, or taking care of a parent and not having enough money to feed everybody else because a lot of your cash and capital is going into the care of somebody who may be sick. There's a lot of things to consider, and all of those things lead to food insecurity. It's not just, people who are, lazy or not working or trying to, mooch off the system. That is not what this is about. It's much more than that.
Anyway, so the need is going to be that much greater this year for us and everywhere, for every food pantry. So, if you can go out and collect things. I have cases of stuff that I buy throughout the year, that has a longevity, canned stuff, like
sure.
corn and green beans and stuff. When I go to Costco, you buy an extra case here and there, over the course of the year, you can pick up pretty good pretty good amount of food
Sure you
to
can.
donate. So even if you're picking up just a little sales, even if it's one can,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that makes a big difference. Daylight saving time has ended, granting an extra hour of sleep, but it also may impact driver safety. AAA advises drivers to prepare for changes in sleep patterns and darker evening commutes, as the one-time hour change can cause jet lag effect. A mini jet lag.
Yeah. No.
Private
You'll still
jet lag.
feel lagged. I mean, I still feel like a mass dragon today.
I don't like driving at night. I don't like doing that. I think I have more energy in the morning. I wake up at 4 a.m. every day, said James Delore of West Springfield. Experts recommend ensuring that you get enough sleep before driving. Wow, is that something new that they're coming out with?
Yeah. Right.
And advise pulling over if you feel tired or drowsy on the road. AAA states that deaths due to drowsiness are 10 times higher than reported, and that drowsy driving is as dangerous as driving under the influence. Drivers are advised to be on the lookout for pedestrians and wildlife at night. I saw like fox and deer and all this stuff now because it's like they were coming out at that time anyway, but now it's dark. To ensure a safe evening commute as we adjust to the time change, it's crucial to be well rested and extra vigilant behind the wheel. And then they go on to say what you can do. You know, ensure your lights are in good working order.
Oh, yeah.
Keep your windshield clean. Decrease your speed.
I think more importantly, make sure your coffee maker is set to the right time. Your microwave is set to the right time. Your the clock in your stove. All these appliances, they don't automatically change over like your phone does or your TV.
I'm not to pick on you, but in your house,
Yeah.
do the clocks say it doesn't really matter? He gets us wrong every time anyway.
No,
so
see,
we're just
that kind of technology does not exist in my appliances.
You don't have digital clocks that just say, we're just going to give up. I mean, at your house, it might be 7:22 all day long.
Right. Are you through mocking my little tiny insignificant learning disability?
It kind of is a learning disability.
Sure it
isn't
is. Sure it is.
It's something.
You think I'm making it up? You think I'm just doing it for craps and gigs? I don't think so.
Well, I can't pronounce words, so it's not like I don't have any faults or anything.
Then maybe who are you to cast the first stone?
No, I have every right to cast the first stone since listen, if you got something, you are more than welcome to cast a stone if you yourself have your own insecurities.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't believe me in that?
Well, I mean, I don't try to project my insecurities onto other people other than, occasionally I get the time wrong. But let's talk about all the times I get it right. Where's the slap in the back for that one?
No, you don't. You don't get praise for doing something you're supposed to do.
Really?
Yeah.
To me, I think that's like my participation trophy.
Oh, okay. Well,
You told the time right. Good for you.
We'll have to get
Here's
that.
a star for your forehead.
We should get you a little trophy with a clock on it.
I like it.
A once rare disease that causes a person to develop a severe allergy to red meat is seeing an explosive rise across America, health experts warn. Researchers at Virginia Commonwealth University report that more and more people throughout the U.S. are contracting alpha-gal syndrome. Oh, man, I don't like her. She's an alpha-gal.
Even the alpha male syndrome isn't all that's cracked up to be.
It's a tick-borne disease. Specifically, they found there has been a 100-fold increase in cases between 2013 and 2024. Data shows this was in part driven by a recent spike in cases. Anyway, they go on to say alpha-gal syndrome has gone from medical curiosity to a major public health issue. It makes you allergic to red meat.
Ugh.
And it's one of those things that they can't tell right away that you have it without doing a full-on blood test, because even when you eat the red meat, it takes hours and hours for you to finally feel the effects of that, which include nausea, diarrhea, and stomach cramping and all that stuff.
Small price to pay for a good steak.
So it's hard for them to tell whether or not you have this disease. Ticks, as you've said before,
Are jerks.
They are jerks.
They're tremendous jerks.
Yeah.
Having had a good dose of Lyme, not once but twice, I have to tell you, I'm not a big fan of the tick.
No, the only Lyme that you like
is the one I put in the coconut.
Yes. And then you call the doctor, woke him up, and said, Doctor, ain't there nothing I can take? I said, Doctor, to relieve this bellyache. And he said, Now, let me get this straight. You put the lime in the coconut, and you drink them both up. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be cloudy with some rain showers this afternoon and a high of 57. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 56. It's 37 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. All right.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock at 6:52. And the Eagles, the Bax and Nagle and Rock 102.
Cloudy today with a chance of a rain shower this afternoon. High of 57. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 56. Looking at 37 right now in downtown Springfield.
This week on Baxy's Musical Podcast, my guest is Rock and Roll Hall of Famer John McPhee from the Dewey Brothers. This is a guy who's played with literally everybody, but for the last 46 years, he has been a member of the Dewey Brothers. We talk about all of that. Plus, we also talk about a project he was in back in 1990 along with his former Dewey Brothers bandmate Keith Knutson, the late Keith Knutson, and Stu Cook from Creedence, called Jack Dog. It's an album that was recorded in 1990 but went unreleased for 19 years. Not because the record was bad. In fact, the absolute opposite is true. But they had problems with management, and a manager died. They weren't able to sell it. But nevertheless, it's being reissued. It's a really good record, and the interview with John McPhee is absolutely fascinating. You listen to it on a Apple Podcast, Spotify, the Rock 102 YouTube channel, rock102.com, and on the app. It's all brought to you by Metro, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram at Chicopee and Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
Somebody on the Route 10 Tire listener line sent you the congratulations star from like when you get in school.
Yeah.
You did it. Presented to Mike Baxendale for correctly telling the time. November 3rd, 2025, by the Rock 102 audience.
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The kind of participation trophy I think I've earned.
Well, for now, until you screw it up again. These things, it reminded me of the program that I used to participate in back in the 80s, the Book It program, where you had to read books every week.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you have your parents sign off on it. And then if you had gotten like 5 weeks in a row, you get a star on the pin that they give you. And after 5 stars, you get a free personal pizza from Pizza Hut.
You know what? I wouldn't mind a personal pizza from any pizza joint, really. Well, some
Pizza Hut?
Well, not
I don't know about
Pizza Hut, but maybe like a good pizza.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
That'd be fine.
But I used to forge my mother's signature because she wasn't home in the morning, and I would forget to give her the paper. So I would just what's the statute of limitations on forging papers to get free personal pizzas from Pizza Hut from 1985?
It's a surprisingly very short window.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. Once I say like once after a week or so, it's all yours.
Free personal pan pizzas.
Totally worth it.
Can't beat that.
No, you can't.
What else? Oh, speaking of food, yesterday I went to a new breakfast place that I haven't been to before.
Where's this?
It's in East Tampon.
Yes.
Massachusetts. I don't know if you know that location.
I believe it's pronounced East Hampton.
Well, you pick and choose whatever way you want to say it. It's all about perception.
Okay.
And
well, I'm worried about how that's going to be absorbed in that town.
Well, this was called the Silver Spoon Restaurant.
With like Ricky Schroeder in it and everything?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Ricky Schroeder.
Does your food get delivered in a little in a train that goes from one room to the next?
Get out of my head, because that's what I wanted to happen while I was sitting in that restaurant. It's a little place, tiny little place, but the food was pretty damn good. They had another one of these homemade. I love homemade hash. I can't stand the canned stuff. There's something about that dog food.
And you can tell.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell.
It's like dog food. It's and you can smell it. It smells like dog food.
Yeah.
But no, this was another one of these homemade. I had hash Benedict.
Oh, that's good.
My daughter and I both had the same thing, and I had a celebrity sighting there.
Who?
Leah Rance from Laser 99.3.
Shut the front door. That's where she goes for her breakfast.
I believe she lives somewhere near there.
In the restaurant. She lives in the restaurant. Is that even allowed?
Well, on this salary here, probably she probably does live on the restaurant. There's a pop-up tent in the back.
Hey, there's a lot of employees that were displaced when they shut down that Korean massage parlor here in town.
There you go. Yeah. Well, you know what? Kudos to the Silver Spoon restaurant. I was surprised that Leah wasn't taking any videos there. And I said, why are you not taking a video of this? And she said, because I like to take a break every once in a while.
Really?
Apparently on
we didn't hire
weekends.
her for that.
I know. You wait a minute. Are you telling me you want to enjoy a Sunday morning with your significant other at a breakfast restaurant without being interrupted by being blended everywhere? Come on. But good food over at the Silver Spoon up there in East Tampon.
It's East Hampton,
Whatever.
by the way. My daughter and I, Liza, went to dinner on Thursday night. Had a great dinner at Nadim's. Oh man, so
you can't go wrong with
good.
that. You can't go wrong with Nadim's.
I had the lamb steak. Haven't had that one before.
Yeah.
Kind of usually get the same thing, but just said, let's try a little bit different. Oh man, it was good. So good.
I gotta tell you, I went Friday afternoon. I had to go out and about and to do some like errands and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I ordered pizza, and I'm not here to besmirch the name of any place. I ordered pizza from a place because I'm not trying to
What's it rhyme with?
I can't even say that.
What's the exact or approximate address?
I'm just painting the picture of who was in the wrong or right. I ordered pizza at like 4:40 in the afternoon.
Right.
Online from this place, and I've never had a problem with the place before either.
Sure.
Right? I ordered it online. I said, okay, by the time I get over there, I'll be able to get this pizza. Well, I get over there, and it's like, it said 40 minutes, and it was like 5:18. So it hadn't quite been the 40 minutes yet. You had another like 6 or 7 minutes to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I go in there, and the lady was like, oh, well, it's going to be a few minutes. We're pretty busy. It's Halloween. And I'm like, I totally get that.
Sure.
It's Halloween. So she's like, it should be ready soon. So then the 40 minutes goes by. It's still not ready yet. Going to be a few extra minutes, right?
Okay.
Long story short, I keep getting told how many more minutes it's going to be. It is now 5 of 6. And
you ordered this before 5 o'clock.
And I understand how busy they are.
Right.
I was totally that, but I'm getting like annoyed because I have places to go and be.
Sure.
So I just said, listen, because he said 4 more minutes, and then 7 minutes later, it still wasn't done. And I say, just give me the money back for the pizza. I had already had the wings that I had bought. I'm like, just give me the money back for the pizza. I can't wait here any longer. And then the guy was like getting, he's like, well, you're saying like this is my fault. It's like busy. And I'm like, I know you're busy. I just want the money back because you keep telling me that you keep moving the goalpost to what time this is going to be ready.
Right.
I get it if you're busy. And they finally just gave me the money back, and I.
What time did you actually get there?
I got there at like 5:18.
5:18.
I knew it was 40 minutes. It said 40 minutes on the website.
Okay.
Right. So I said, okay. So that was 4:43 that I ordered the pizza. So it was.
So, in other words, because, we all know how long it takes a pizza. It probably take more than between 15 and 20 minutes for it to bake.
Yeah, and if you're backed up on orders, I get it. Yeah.
So, they didn't even put it in when you were there.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't even in.
No, and that's the thing. I think they put it in as soon as I stepped in there.
Yeah.
I think they were putting it in there. But it was like this little contested, and I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to argue with you. Just give me the money back. If it's not going to be ready, you keep saying more minutes and it's not ready, so just give me the money back. Like, I'd rather just not waste my time waiting for something and just go get something else.
I hear you. It's 7 o'clock with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's back.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Outdoor Power Headquarters, Steel, Ego, Craftsman, Toro, DeWalt.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, in sports, the key to sportsmanship is to act graciously both in victory and defeat. Sure, not everyone can beat Drake May and the Patriots. Perhaps that's why so few people have done it. Nevertheless, in their quest to win 6 games in a row, including yesterday's thrilling 24-23-point squeaker against the Atlanta Falcons, I believe the Patriots held themselves together in a dignified and sportsmanlike manner. But of course, with every win, there's always somebody who's got a big problem with it. And in yesterday's case, the big problem belonged to Falcons head coach Raheem Morris. Following yesterday's loss, Raheem Morris accused the Patriots of intentionally simulating his team snap in a fourth-quarter play with just over 2 minutes left to go. According to Morris, the Patriots defense disrupted the snap by clapping, thereby simulating the snap before the snap actually occurred. Result forced Falcons quarterback Michael Penix to take a 10-yard penalty for intentional grounding. The Falcons failed to convert the following play, which then forced them to punt and thereby essentially ending the game. Now, Morris claims that simulating the snap is a 15-yard penalty, but is rarely ever called. Had the officials made that call, perhaps things might have gone the other way. You know, I believe it was Pebbles and Bam Bam that once sang, "Smilers never lose and frowners never win." And while I try to extract as many crucial life lessons as possible from the Flintstones, I believe their words of encouragement hold true in this situation as well. Raheem Morris can point fingers all he wants, but the Patriots didn't win because somebody clapped before the snap. They won because they're a better team. They also didn't miss any extra points after their touchdowns, whereas your team did. And yet, here you are blaming a 1-point loss on somebody clapping their hands. And while I have to shove a Flintstone reference in your face to prove my point, I'll tell you what, they are a page right out of history. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. We know with a $50 Rocky's gift card, a person could buy a $300 bulb, 300 bulb string of lights for the holidays. A Milwaukee screwdriver set. Still have enough left over for a beer if they want one, which is why you got to go to Rocky's. Buy a $50 gift card and get a $10 bonus gift card for free. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 7:14, and Aerosmith with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be mostly cloudy today. Chance of a rain shower this afternoon with a high of 57. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 56. It's 37 in downtown Springfield.
You know, I'm no math whiz, but it seems like cracking off 7 wins in a row is a good mathematical achievement. Call me crazy, but that's just what I think. In the studio to talk about the Patriots and a few other things is Scott Cohen. How are you?
Good. 6 wins in a row, 7-2 overall, and that's they're the number 1 seed right now in the AFC, and they're tied for the best record in the NFL. And you know, I'm going to just see how this grabs you. First of all, condolences. And second of all,
these things happen.
Things happen.
Carolina is such a great team.
They're a great team. I think the Patriots played one of their most impressive games of the season yesterday. And you know, add that you wouldn't think that because they did a lot wrong. Mm-hmm. But they started the game, Baxi. They came right out of the gate. And Atlanta's a good team, and there's a lot of talk about, you know, the Pats are playing this easy schedule and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Atlanta's good. They ran right down the field to start the game. They scored. And for 29 minutes in the first half, they played a perfect football game.
Right.
Until Drake May, you know, stepped on his wiener and got the ball stripped and Atlanta got back in the game. But up to that point,
so we're clear, he didn't actually step on his wiener.
I'm trying, you know, using, you know, examples here.
That's a statistic that wasn't listed in the combine.
It was not. But, you know, for 29 minutes, almost the whole first half, they played a great game. And then, you know, that last minute of the first half and then the third quarter was they just were not clicking at all, and they let Atlanta back in.
It's interesting because some quotes after the game that, you know, Drake May was not really satisfied, you know, with his performance, and I think at one point Stefon Diggs said, "Hey, you know what? You know, be proud of what you've done, because you know we're not always going to be open, and sometimes we're going to be covered, and sometimes turnovers happen. But the fact of the matter is, you're still one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league right now." One of the things that is concerning, because last week when they were against the Browns, he got sacked 6 times.
6 times.
It happened again yesterday. And granted, the defense of Atlanta is not a terrible defense by any means, but now he is second in the league for being sacked. 34 sacks this season, only behind Cam Ward in Tennessee.
Right. And that's
there's the fact that he is still playing at that level when there's so much pressure on him from defensive players coming at him is pretty remarkable. But that can't continue to be sacked 6 times in every single game. Something's got to happen with that defense that shores up that
the offensive line. Yep. So I was, you know, listening to, you know, like you just were talking about, you know, post game interviews and whatnot yesterday. We're not in the film room, and we haven't watched the game yesterday, you know, with a fine tooth comb per se. It's like, you know, I mean, were those 6 sacks Were they, all on the offensive line? Were receivers just not getting open? Did he eat the ball himself and allow him to get, put on the ground because there was no place to go? I mean, I don't think we can sit there and say that this is all on the offensive line, but 6 sacks, it's a lot of sacks.
6 sacks in a game is a lot of sacks.
It's a lot of sacks.
I mean, and again, we said this last week, the fact that he was still able to play and post the numbers that he did after the Cleveland game is pretty remarkable and says something about the level that he's playing and the fact that, he's just going to dust himself off and not get bothered by that. You have 6 sacks in the following game. At some point, you say, "Hey, well, now wait a minute."
We got to figure something out
because this is going to wind up losing games if this continues over the course of time.
Right. So when we looked at one of the reasons why I really like the way they played yesterday is because look again. Almost the entire first half, they played excellent football. Atlanta gets back in the game right before the end of the half. They don't play well in the third quarter. Atlanta's a good team. They get back in the game. But when the Patriots needed, and listen, if that kick guy didn't miss that point after, maybe they go to overtime and who knows what happens there. But regardless, the Pats needed to close that game out, and they put it on the offensive team, and they got their first downs, and they ran the clock out. And I think they showed a lot of moxie yesterday. And listen, that's what good football teams do. Yeah. They win games like that.
Next week is next Sunday is Tampa. Which
coming up, they didn't play this week, so they're going to have 2 weeks of rest. They've got.
This is the only game in which I'm concerned about because I mean they are first place in their division. It's the only team left. Bengals maybe the Bengals get it together, but after that it's and the Bills.
And the Bills.
Other than that, it's just it's
it's
all winnable from here.
It was Atlanta. It was the team. The ones you circled were Atlanta, Tampa, and Buffalo.
Yeah.
All right. Those are the 3 big ones to go. And Tampa's got, arguably, they talk about, Drake May being an MVP candidate. Well, Baker Mayfield is one of the other ones.
Yeah.
Pats are only 3-2 at home, but they're 4-0 on the road. But yeah, next Sunday, huge test.
That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
The World Series was.
Yeah, man.
I hate to say this because I really thought this was going to be over in 4. In fact, I thought the Dodgers were so good they were just going to end it in 2.
Everybody else did.
But that wound up being a great World Series.
Yep.
Wicked exciting.
Yep. And the Dodgers. Well, first of all, yes, it was one of the best World Series in forever. I thought the Blue Jays legitimized the American League East through that World Series. I mean, that's a really, really good baseball team. But you saw in Game 7 when the Dodgers pulled out all the stops, all of those pitchers that got up off the bench again to pitch an inning here or an inning there. They're so good. And they took care of business.
It's I hate to say that money buys championships.
It does,
but it does.
It does.
when you've got that much invested into that team, and you have a lot of the money being deferred over the course of many years.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani is going to be making all of the money that he signed for
after he retires,
after he's 40 years old.
Yeah, and then you look at the Red Sox and you say, gee, well, can they keep a Bregman? Can they sign that guy? Do they have the kind of capital that's going to take to do it? And you look at what the Dodgers are doing. It's like I don't. Even if they do, they're championships are probably not in the future right now because the Dodgers really kind of show what they're made of. But on the other hand, you absolutely can't discount what Toronto did. They played a terrific series.
Yeah, they did, man. I think the play. For those who watched the Game 7 on Saturday, the play of the game was that catch in the outfield where the center fielder ran from across the street and dove over Kiki Hernandez to rob what would probably have been the game winner for the Blue Jays. But you know what? Listen, they came as advertised. It may have taken 2 or 3 more games for them to close it out, but they finally did.
But isn't it? Yeah, so I'm watching it. I'm watching the from like the 8th inning on, and it's getting better and better. But I just couldn't help but feel that as the Blue Jays were just within an out or two of winning their first championship in 30 plus years, I just couldn't help but feel
how many times
have we as Red Sox fans been in that same position where it was just so close and then it all collapsed right in front of you.
It's baseball, buddy.
I know,
right there in living color.
I know it's baseball, and I know it went into extra innings. That's why I don't particularly care for the 7th and deciding game, because it's always, I can't go to sleep now, and now that the game is over, I'm not going to sleep for 3 or 4
buddy,
days.
I don't care whether it's basketball, hockey, baseball. I want 7 grueling, excruciating games to just make it last as long as possible, because we know we're not going to get baseball again until April.
Yeah. Speaking of grueling, the Celtics are terrible.
Terrible. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They got
awful.
a lot of, just like we were talking about the Patriots earlier, trying to figure out, how to solve the sack problem. Celtics got a lot going on, and it's almost you can't. In a lot of ways, you can't tell that team right now without a scorecard, because they jettisoned so many familiar names from last year. Tatum's not playing with his injury, and you're like, who are these guys? And that's the way they're playing.
Yeah. Well, and you wonder, even if Tatum were playing, they still gave up an awful lot in the offseason. Would it make an extraordinary difference if he were healthy and playing?
Well, it would help.
It would help, but I mean, they're in 11th place in the conference right now. They would be blocked out of the playoffs unless something dramatically changes.
Yeah, but and listen, you don't really see it getting much better, because they're playing with spare parts, and I think this is just what we got to get used to.
All right, we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good.
All right, Scott Cohen. It's 7:25 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. 7:31 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. It's brought to you by Freedom Credit Union. Freedom is yours. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bags. Holyoke police say they've arrested a man for allegedly trafficking heroin and fentanyl as part of a multi-agency investigation. The operation focused on alleged trafficking out of a house on Center Street. Upon searching that home, officers recovered approximately 159 grams of heroin and fentanyl, as well as cash. 37-year-old Stalin Castillo.
Stalin?
That's not really like the name that... who decided 37 years ago, hey, you know what? We should name our kids Stalin. I really like that. I like that Italian aspect to it.
Well, Stalin was Russian, but still.
No. The Italian part. Because he's... I'm sorry. I should have said his middle name is Marengo. I'm sorry. What is it? Marte.
Marte.
Yeah. Isn't that Italian?
No, I think that might be of Latin descent of some kind, but nevertheless, Stalin is pretty Russian.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you
so we have
you're mixing.
So we have communists getting arrested here in Springfield.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
It's Holyoke, actually.
Oh, Holyoke.
Yeah,
we have communists in Holyoke right now. Boy, I'll tell you what, the red thread is back. I'm sensing the Cold War coming around.
Stalin was arrested last week. Who do I? You know what? I get it mixed up with Mussolini. That's who I get it mixed up with.
Yeah, no, Mussolini. Boy, they showed him a thing or two once they caught him.
Well, I mean, yeah, it happens to the best of them, I guess, right?
Well, you know,
you can only put that charade on for so long.
Yeah, no, I get it. I don't even know why why you're even bringing it. It's so weird that you brought up Mussolini. If I saw some TikTok video talking about the end of his life and what they did to desecrate his body. Whoa, boy.
Dude,
wow.
Speaking of TikTok, it is getting overly freaky how things are popping up, and I had only thought about them.
Yeah.
Didn't even come out of my mouth for it to record me. It's almost like it's reading your mind.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Isn't that crazy?
It's a very crafty platform.
The Hope Center for the Arts hosted Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter Judy Collins in downtown Springfield. This is the old City Stage.
Yeah, they're bringing shows back.
From her iconic renditions of Joni Mitchell's Both Sides Now and Leonard Cohen's Suzanne to her own timeless compositions, Collins continues to inspire generations with music that is both deeply personal and resonates with both young and older fans, which was especially true on Saturday night.
Did you do Send in the Clowns?
She probably did.
Yeah, that's a classic right there.
This rare evening at the Hope Center for the Arts offered audiences the chance to experience a living legend in a setting that highlights her warmth and artistry. I just like the fact, I'm sure Judy Collins is a great show, but that city stage space is open again.
Which is awesome.
It's a great theater for, smaller type events. We can fit about 450 people in there, I think.
About there. Yeah, just under 500 people.
And hopefully we can have another live show there someday.
Well, that would be terrific. That was a great place to do it. We did it, like 5 years in a row, 6 years in a row?
It's crazy.
It's a great room.
A taco dinner kit is being recalled by Aldi after an undeclared allergen was found in the product last week. Casa Mamita Soft Taco Dinner is being voluntarily recalled by Teasdale Foods due to its containing milk. Aldi said in a statement that it immediately removed the impacted products from the store shelves. The products are packaged in 13.4-ounce boxes with the best buy dates of 3/15/26.
Mm-hmm.
The regions affected are Alabama, Connecticut, Massachusetts is included.
Okay.
So if you bought the Casa Mamita Soft Taco Dinner Kit and you're allergic to milk, you might want to bring it back.
Really?
Yeah.
This is like a dehydrated milk. That's in the ingredients?
Milk ingredient. So,
okay.
It's probably a dehydrated milk.
Gotcha.
Or it was processed. Something was processed to make that type of thing. The horrible thing about this is you talk about, wasting food. You have all this food now that you're recalling because of one mistake, which now has to be destroyed. You're talking, probably thousands of pounds of food being destroyed when that could have gone to somebody who didn't have a milk allergy.
And the shame is there are plenty of us that would love to have a soft taco kit at their disposal right now, right this very moment, whether it's got a milk product in it or not.
I like the inverted tacos. Those are good.
Really?
Sideways sloppy joes, if you will.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to assume that it's filthy.
See, that's something you should never assume about me. How do you know? Is that what you think of me? That I always think of something filthy?
No. I'm just going through, the occasional examples of the last 20 years where I've seen you dabble.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway,
you sometimes dip your toe in that pool.
I've dipped my toe plenty of times in that pool, which is disgusting. You ever have a taco pool?
No, not by the pool.
It's like a pool full of taco meat.
Yeah, that does sound pretty good.
Customers should throw away the products and immediately or return them to their local store for a full refund, Aldi said in a statement. I enjoy the Aldis. I also enjoy the generic brand names that they have over there that look like Cocoa Puffs, but it's like chocolate sugar balls.
Yeah, I know. They look terrific.
What was the thing from South? Chocolate salty balls.
Chocolate salty balls.
Yeah,
that's right.
Can't even sing the lyrics to that. Put them in your mouth. Hey, tomorrow's Erection Day.
Election Day.
Whatever. Hampden County voters will go to the polls on Tuesday. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Right.
To select 2 mayors and choose between dozens of candidates for city councils and school committees in Westfield. Well, it is kind of fear.
I fear nothing in Westfield.
In Westfield, Mayor Michael McCabe, 63, also known as General Patton, is running for his third 2-year term against 39-year-old Andrew Mullen in West Springfield. Any one of you sons of bitches ever go out to the polls on Election Day and stick your hands in there in the bloody guts of your opponent?
Hard not to vote for something like that.
In West Springfield, Will Reichelt is running for his 4th 4-year term against City Councilor Dan O'Brien. That's the tape-over-the-face guy.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
And then he had that hit list out for the... it was like the people, he sent the wrong list. It was like a list of people he didn't care for. He called it like a hit list, and he sent it
Right.
to somebody that was supposed to be like, in on the I hate these people too.
Right.
But he accidentally put the wrong extension to the email address. It wound up with somebody in Ireland, and she wound up contacting Mass Live.
You always got to be careful of your contacts. Yeah, Will Reichelt is going for his third 4-year term. He's been in it for
10 years now.
10 years.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Hey, he was just
only 28 years old now.
I was going to say, he was just graduating elementary school when that happened.
I like Will. I like him a lot, but he's like that's the longest serving mayor in that town, I believe.
Not only was he celebrating his step up ceremony to ninth grade, he was also elected mayor, and his grandpa was his mentor. Still is.
Wasn't his first inaugural ball, but at the same time around his prom?
Yeah, I believe that. Well, they combined the two.
Junior prom.
Yeah, they combined the two. They're like, we're going to hold a prom, and nobody's got to pay for this prom today because it's all going to be funded by campaign funds.
Good way to do it.
Yeah. In the remaining cities, Holyoke Mayor Josh Garcia, Chicopee Mayor John View, and Agawam Mayor Christopher Johnson are all running unopposed. Springfield Mayor Dom...
I'm going to guess they all win.
Probably. Springfield Mayor Dom Dom is in the middle of a 4-year term, so that race is not on the ballot.
But a lot of city councilors are looking to get back on and get back off.
I'm going to go stuff my face with fish sandwiches. Anybody want to come with me today? There are a host of hotly contested city council and some school committee races in the communities, but election officials are questioning if that will be enough to bring out the voters. Without a mayor's race, it's harder to get people to come out, said Chicopee City Clerk Keith Rattel. Keith Rattel. In a municipal election, all eyes tend to fall on the mayor's race. I didn't mean to suggest the man was a rat.
No.
But in Chicopee, one of the most talked about races is surprisingly the collector's race, which pits long-term school committee Sandra Parrott against Raj Sanghvi, a local business owner. The two came out on top after a three-way in September. What the hell's going on in that direction?
It was a 3-way race.
They must have went to the polls that day, my friends.
Okay.
Tuesday may draw a higher turnout. The position has been held for years by Stanley Iwanicki, who is retiring. Treasurer Marie Laflamme and the two long-term assessors, Laura McCarthy and Brian Succi, are all running unopposed, although the higher vote-getter in the assessor's race will receive the longer 4-year term.
I'm no political analyst, and I'm not even going to attempt that either. But I'm going to guess that there will be an impossibly low voter turnout because of exactly what you just said. Without a mayor's race, there's nothing sexy about going there. Nothing sexy about it. So now you're going to have 6 or 7% of the people, deciding for everybody else who winds up getting elected. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Everybody should go out and exercise their civic prerogative and get out there and vote.
Make sure you go stop at Dollarita tonight at Applebee's after everything's said and done.
Or do that before you vote. That way you're making the right choice.
Yeah, it always makes you do things, that you want to do.
The voting booth and tequila, to me, it's a marriage made in heaven.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Yeah.
You should make that more of a happy hour.
I much prefer to vote with a salted rim.
If you vote between 4 and 5 p.m., your drinks are half price. See?
How can you say no to the vote?
A Kentucky woman. She get to know you. She's also expecting medicine in the mail, received a much different package on Wednesday night. According to the Christian County coroner Scott Daniel, the woman opened the package and discovered arms and fingers instead of the medicine that she had ordered online.
Arms and fingers?
Yeah, the coroner reported that the mistake involved an airline company, a freight company, and a courier. So an airline company, a freight company, and a courier walk into a bar.
What kind of arms are we talking about?
The coroner responded to the woman's home, and they took the body parts to the morgue, where they will be given back to the courier responsible for delivering them to the correct location. Oh, she ordered Coumadin.
Yeah.
But I wound up delivering her a hand. Just trying to help her out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she needed a hand.
Body parts are often shipped for use during transplants or for research, but what these parts were being used for is unknown. Well, is it like a ghost gun where you can order parts off the internet and eventually put somebody together? After
I don't know.
like Frankenstein style.
What do you do? I mean, you bring like a box to the UPS store or the post office and say, "I like to ship these things."
Yeah.
Well, is there anything poison, liquid, or potentially hazardous inside? No. It's just a whole bunch of body parts in a cooler. But there's cooler packs.
Yeah. Oh, you open it up and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Who sent me Hickory Farms? And you open it up. These are little summer sausages are delicious. No, those are fingers.
This is the worst beef stick I've ever had. That's a forearm.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What's this cheese spread? You don't want to know what that is.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like, she's ordering medicine. So let's say you're on like a cholesterol medication. Simple as that. You order cholesterol medication. You open it up, and there's only Butterfingers inside.
There's a butt or finger.
Or finger. All in one.
And you wouldn't want to see how that was packed.
I'm surprised I didn't get that for my 20-year gift here at Rock 102. Forget the snacks nobody's ever heard of before. How about some fingers and some arms?
Well, Steve, listen, be grateful. I know there are some places that the only thing they'll give you for an anniversary is a pink slip.
Well, I could have gotten a picture of that box and still have been just as satisfied. Your Pioneer Valley
If we
Ford
planted a box full of body parts in your honor.
Your Pioneer Valley body parts have been planted in memory of in your name.
Yeah, we'll see how they grow.
Yeah. The saga continues. It's going to be cloudy today with a chance of a rain shower this afternoon, high of 57. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 56. It's 42 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Once again, the holidays will...
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock at 7:53, and Ozzy with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Cloudy today with a rain shower this afternoon, high of 57. It is 42 right now in downtown Springfield.
Let's see. Next hour, we're going to talk about AI, and apparently there's some things going on with it that don't make any sense.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, but it's just like, should we be doing it?
You know, we'll get to more about this in a little bit. I just, it seems to me that AI, while it sounds really good, ain't all that reliable.
Well, I mean, the story is based on predicting whether or not people who have an opioid addiction. The idea that you can predict that happening again, and we'll get into the semantics of that. But AI in general, I mean, it's you can see now, like even the government is using it to make policies. If college professors can pick out the fact that this information is wrong,
yeah.
being spewed out by these computers, everybody is people who are using this are taking it as if it is the Bible, and it's hard fact, and it's
if you compared AI to all the nonsense and BS that's in Wikipedia, Wikipedia wins out every time.
Yeah,
as far as being more accurate. It's kind of like the same thing. It's like fed information over, from people who participate in it, but. I've looked up stuff on AI that I knew was absolute garbage.
Well, I think the scarier thing is the video aspect. There's an app out there, and I can't remember the name of it, but it lets you create 10-second videos of AI situations. And what I've been noticing and how to pick these things out is the shakiness of the camera. Like nothing is ever really fully clear. It just makes it look like somebody, like a human being, is doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and then you find out later, well, the whole thing was made up by a computer. And usually those videos are 10 seconds in length, but now that company is actually expanding them to make them unlimited.
Oh, perfect!
Yeah,
great. So now we'll never know what's real and what's garbage.
No,
I'll tell you what is real. Autumnist Farms. Man, I'll tell you what, you cannot beat their meat. Great place to go if you're looking for whatever kind of cut you're looking for.
Yeah. We got Porterhouse. They got those tomahawk ones, the giant. You can buy that stuff in their little shop that they got there. The tomahawk ones?
Yeah.
It's like a meat cleaver. It's like a meat cleaver with meat on it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, huh?
Pretty neat.
I want to rip through one of those things
I want to
badly.
beat that meat.
It is a Autumn Mist Monday. $25 gift card on the line. The farm to the table. You can't beat their meat. No construction. The road is back open, and they are ready for your business. $25 gift cards on the line right now. 10th caller, 293-1021. Good luck to you.
There you go.
All right? 757, a rock.
Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Outdoor Power Headquarters, Steel, Ego, Craftsman, Toro, DeWalt.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Well, folks, the World Series is over, and as expected, the Los Angeles Dodgers have won back-to-back championships. Sure, it took about 3 games longer than most people would have expected, and yeah, the Toronto Blue Jays are just a few outs away from winning the series in front of their hometown crowd. But sometimes baseball is a cruel and vicious game, one that makes you think you're on the cusp of greatness when in fact you're on the edge of irretrievable disaster and heartbreak. And so, the Dodgers are your World Series champion after winning Game 7 by a score of 5-4. So, how do the fans of Los Angeles feel about watching their team being the first back-to-back World Series champions in 25 years? Well, as you know, Los Angeles has a long history of terrific fan violence, a city that really knows how to light things up, especially after a championship situation. This year, however, the crowd seemed uncharacteristically subdued. According to Los Angeles police, only 7 people arrested on Saturday night. Among those included folks who were charged with illegal possession of fireworks, the vandalism of city buses and parked vehicles, and at least 1 person charged with failure to disperse. The only person that showed any sort of real creativity was a woman who was arrested for driving her bicycle into a police horse. Now, thankfully, the horse was uninjured in the accident, but where was all the looting? Where was all the overturned police vehicles? How come not a single trash receptacle was set on fire? Even the city's conveniently located recycling bins were left untouched. I don't know what's going on in that city, but this is not the Los Angeles that I recall. The city that I remember used to specialize in these sort of things. You just won back-to-back championships, and all you can show for it is a lady smashing into a horse? What the hell's wrong with this country? I gotta tell you, I'm a little disappointed in you people. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. A tape measure? How thoughtful. Shop at Rocky's give people things they actually will use all the time, like a tape measure or a hammer or a tool bag. They're all on sale, only $6 each right now at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:10 and Quiet Riot with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be cloudy today with a chance of a shower, high of 57. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 56. It's 42 right now in downtown Springfield. You know, we're talking about AI, and this article that was out on Mass Live this morning. Over 6 months, more than 60 people receiving medication-assisted treatment for opioid use disorder answered surveys on their smartphones about their mental health, psychological state, and environment 3 times a day. When deep learning models, a form of artificial intelligence, analyzed their responses, the technology forecasted relapse risk and likelihood of continuing treatment exceptionally well, according to a study published in the Journal of Substance Use and Addiction Treatment. The National Institutes of Health-funded study, which included researchers from New Hampshire, New York, California, Massachusetts, and Maryland, found AI using real-time monitoring has the potential to serve as a strong predictive tool and an early warning system. It could pave the way for proactive, personalized interventions. This would be particularly valuable when someone in active treatment may be teetering on the edge. In this instance, pairing daily smartphone surveys with AI-based prediction models resulted in high accuracy for assessing next-day opioid relapse. The idea is that real-time predictions can be relayed to clinicians and recovery supports, giving them an opportunity to intervene if someone is at risk. Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
No.
The only thing that gets me about this, it kind of where does it end with that then? You know, now you got AI who's trying to predict the habits of somebody, answering questions. Oh, you know what? This guy is probably going to relapse.
Right.
So you get somebody to intervene so that doesn't happen. But what was that Minority Report? Did you ever see that movie with Tom Cruise?
Yeah, I think I did.
Where
yeah.
they were like, it wasn't AI, but it was like these, like, I don't know if they were alien beings or whatever the hell it was. It's been years, but it was like three minds predicting when someone was going to commit a crime.
Right, yes.
And it was like, oh, we're seeing the future here. We're predicting that this person. So they were arresting people before they even actually did anything wrong. It was just a premonition,
Right.
of what was happening. It's kind of like that, and it's like, where does it end with? You're doing an opioid addiction thing. Yeah, that's great that you're stopping people from relapsing.
Right.
But hey, if we can predict this, then we can predict all this other stuff.
See,
that's going on.
there's a part of me that questions that completely. Because, if you look at the statistics, relapse rates on opioid use is somewhere between 80 and 90%.
Right.
So how extra hard is the AI working to predict something like that?
Well, and the other thing
the
is,
numbers are kind of stacked in a bad direction.
And the other thing being, the system is only as good as the information it's being fed. So just like any other person with an addiction who wants to hide it, you might not get the honesty to answer questions to predict that you're going to have a relapse if you know, hey, this thing is gonna put me back in rehab if I answer improperly. No, I'm doing fine. See, that kind of thing.
The problem that AI has is if AI is able to extract probabilities, and it could be on any number of things, gambling, recidivism, relapses, whatever it is. You're absolutely right. It's only going to read the information that it's given, but it is not and has not been 100% accurate. So if you're relying on it as the number one source of accurate information, I got news for you. It ain't the answer.
But so many people are. And it's not just. I guess if you're trying to see how well it can solve medical issues and things like that, that might be helpful. But again, it's just a tool. It's not something that should be taken for.
But you said it yourself, and I forgot in what context we were talking about. By the time that you add all the information that would make it usable.
Oh.
Like for writing a term paper or whatever.
It was commercials we were
commercials
talking about,
for all the time it would take you to get all the accurate information into AI to assess and how to write something. You'd almost be better off writing it yourself because at least it'd be giving you the information as you want it put. It's also, and this is happening at colleges all across the world, in which students are using AI to write a paper or write a to write like a thesis of some kind. And what professors are finding out is, while it's sometimes hard to distinguish what is AI and what is not, oftentimes the ones that are AI are offering wrong information. In fact, in some cases, making up things that they're quoting as like. Making up previous surveys or quotes or whatever it may be. It's like, are you really going to want to rely on that kind of that kind of misinformation? Because if AI can't find it, it's going to make it up.
And to your point, there's another article here about this is on Ars Technica. I'm not sure if that's that doesn't sound like a news source, but it's about technology stuff. With a child in college and a spouse who's this is this lady, right? A spouse who's a professor, I have a front row access to the unfolding debacle that is higher education in the age of AI. These days, students routinely submit even personal reflection papers that are AI generated. Read a paper longer than 10 pages? Not likely, even at elite schools. Toss that sucker into an AI tool and read a quick summary instead. It's much more efficient. So the University of Illinois story that has been running around social media for the last week, which then bubbled up to the New York Times over the weekend, caught my attention as an almost perfect encapsulation of the current higher ed experience and how frustrating it can be for everyone involved. Data science discovery is an introductory course taught by statistics professor Carl Flanagan and the gloriously named computer scientist Wayne Fagan Umschleiner. Oh, of course I know that name. Whose website features a logo that says, "Keep Nerding Out." Attendance and participation counts for a small portion of the course grade, and the professor tracks this with a tool called Data Science Clicker. Students attending class each day are shown a QR code. After being scanned, takes them to multiple choice questions that appear to vary by person. They have a limited time window to answer the question, about 90 seconds.
Right.
A few weeks into this fall semester, the professors realized that far more students were answering the questions and thus claiming to be present than were actually in the lecture hall. The course has more than 1,000 students in it across multiple sections. According to the Times, the teachers say they started checking how many times students refreshed the site and IP addresses for their device and began reviewing server logs. Students were apparently being told by people from class when the questions were going live. So then, when professors realized how widespread this was, they contacted the 100-ish students who seemed to be cheating. We reached out to them with a warning and asked them, please explain what you just did. Apologies came back from the students, first in trickle, then a flood. The professors were initially moved by this acceptance of responsibility until they realized that 80% of the apologies were almost identically worded and appeared to be generated by AI. So on October 17th during class, Flanagan and Fagan took their class to task, displaying a mashup of image of the apologies, each bearing the same "sincerely apologize" phrase. And it's like this giant screen. It says, "Dear Professor," it was almost the exact same response that they all had to give to this professor.
You know, the interesting part is, okay, so AI is a tool. I think we can all agree it's a tool to get
a tool.
Well, so are you.
Yeah.
It is a tool to get certain things accomplished, certain things done. Yeah. But, right now, there's no curriculum to teach people how to use it and how to use it responsibly. So it's basically like throwing a piece of technology at the wolves. And, we, the consumer, are tearing this thing apart, trying to get the biggest chunk of it and trying to get fed by this big piece of AI meat. But none of us really knows what the hell to do with it. And none of us really understand what it can do that might be positive. We can all point fingers at where it might be negative. But it seems to me that we're going to get to the point where schools are going to have this in the curriculum, not to add it to existing curriculum, but make it its own curriculum. Like, how do you use AI properly, and how do you use it to educate people how to use it correctly? Because right now, if the best we can get this thing to work is to make hilarious Stephen Hawking videos on TikTok using AI, then we're really not using it to the best of its ability.
No, but
those videos are funny.
Some of them. It was in the beginning, and now it's just like, okay, how many more times can you keep putting these things together with the Mr. Rogers and Tupac and, all this other stuff that they got going on?
It's still funny.
Yeah. But I was talking with a professor, and I won't say what school he...
No, what does he teach?
I don't know. I don't even know.
Where was his education?
I don't... somewhere good, I guess. I don't know. But he was complaining about the students handing in papers and how obvious it is. And I'm like, well, how can you tell? I mean, even if someone took out, because I guess AI produces a lot of dashes and things like that, like things that normal people wouldn't be writing. And I said, well, how do you distinct between what's AI? And he goes, well, even if they made the punctuation correctly, the paragraph at the bottom of the term paper that says, "Would you like me to come up with different solutions?" Because you put all the information in, and the thing is now asking you back what the next action or command should be. So, and then he admits, well, I use AI to put grades together and stuff. And I was like, well, okay, well, how can you tell people not to use it if you yourself are using it? And then the justification was, well, I'm using it in a helpful way. And I'm like, are you really?
Because the student could say the very same thing. I'm using this as a research tool.
Right.
When it's not.
And nobody's admitting that they're using it. The teacher's not going to admit that I used AI to do your grades. And the kid's not going to admit that I used AI to write this term paper. I don't know.
I'm telling you, you can't have untethered technology, throw it to the wolves, and expect we're going to figure out how to use it correctly.
Listen,
there's got to be some parameters about ethics and the integrity of your work.
We did a bit a couple of years ago, you and I, where I typed in AI, come up with a morning radio show script, and it sounded exactly like the Dave Coombs show. That's how intelligent AI is. It's very artificial. Yeah, it's very artificial.
It's 8:23 at Rock 102.
Download the Rock 102.
It's 8:26 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
I'm going to start wearing a bib or something.
What do you?
I mismade a video. It's going up right now. It's taking forever to upload because, the internet's so fast down here.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the dial-up.
Welcome.
You've got mail.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you've got a stain on your pants. I'm drinking coffee. I'm out of my. I love this Aura mug, by the way. It's the Yeti tumbler.
Yes,
but I drank out of it the wrong way. I did it like sideways. The top wasn't quite on, and then so it all dripped down my shirt.
Right.
To then which it dripped right on my crotch. And so then I got a coffee stain on my crotch. So I go upstairs and I take a wet paper towel and I start rubbing it on my crotch, maybe a little bit too long. And then I start rubbing it on there, and then I realize now the stain it didn't really go away, but now there's a bigger watermark there, so it looked like I peed myself.
But there's a brown stain in the front of your pants. I mean,
right.
Explain that one to people.
Okay, but you can see it on the shirt. The drips.
But it's a dark shirt.
But it's a black shirt, so you can't really see the brown stain on it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, maybe I should get this brown stain out because that's going to look weird.
Right. And everyone in the office is going to be talking about it.
So now it's a brown wet stain that has gotten bigger because when I used the paper towel, it seemingly pushed more that way. I'm a mess.
Well, Steve,
I can't be taken anywhere.
I understand this, and I don't think I own a shirt that doesn't have a big stain on it either.
Yeah.
Even when my wife says, "Don't get anything on your new shirt," I'm going to get something on the new shirt.
I did it last night too.
Yeah, right.
I was eating ravioli.
Oh boy,
the good fresh ravioli.
Not the kind that come in a can.
They were on sale for like $4 a package, a big one.
Right.
And I got I got a nice sauce, like a vodka sauce.
Okay.
And as soon as I sit down to eat, plop right on my white T-shirt, like a bright bleach white T-shirt.
I think an adult bib really makes a lot of sense to people.
But I think more of a smock. I'm thinking more of you wear a poncho out in the rain. How about a dinner poncho? I just hang them by the dinner table.
A supper smock.
Supper smock.
I like it. Yeah. That I'm telling you, when we came up with that idea about having like the matinee show for older people for the comedy show you do, we all thought it was a great idea. This is great idea number 2. That and the Battery Boys thing we had a few months ago. But this is a great idea.
I think that was a few years ago now.
Yeah, it all rushes together. But this is a great idea because you're not the only man, and I'm not the only man that gets stuff on our clothes all the time.
We should talk to maybe a marketing company how we can maybe get supper smock. Rock 102. Steve Nagle supper smocks.
You don't even need to put the station's logo. Why let this be your thing? It doesn't even need logos, really. It just needs to be a smock that. Got it. I got it. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
It's a smock that looks like a dress shirt.
Oh, like a tuxedo thing like you wear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That way, like if you're at a restaurant or something and you're all dressed up on a date, you don't want to look like you're a 5-year-old boy wearing the lobster bib at the Red Lobster. Now you look like a guy, a classy sophisticate, and you're wearing the smock because you don't want to get the drawn butter all over your brand new shirt.
You're a genius,
right?
Yeah.
Pow! I just came up with $1 million idea right now. A smock, a shirt-saving smock that looks like the shirt you're wearing.
I think this is a men problem.
I don't see very many women having this issue.
I don't either.
It happens. I know it happens from time to time,
but
it's
not as frequently as it does.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is like a daily thing for me. There will be something on me by the end of the day.
Yep. Yeah.
Which I will have to get a shout-out stick because you shout it out and get the stain out.
Yeah, and this is the thing that will save relationships. It will save
time,
laundry,
water,
dry cleaning.
Yeah, I'm telling you, well, you're onto something here.
We should get us on Shark Tank, and we should pitch this thing out.
Yeah,
see if Mark Cuban will pony up a few bucks for it.
Where'd you come up with this business model? Well, I'm a big chubby slob, and I spill stuff on me every day. And I'm like, wouldn't this be great?
Yeah.
If we could eliminate this and just throw the smock down and rinse it off with a power washer.
Yeah. If I'm Mark Cuban, I got $1 billion. I'll tell you what, I will buy 50% of the company and take 2% of the profits.
Sold.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
You ain't gonna make much, but
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Who's not going to want the supper smock?
The Bax and Nagle supper smock.
It's a brilliant idea.
There you go.
It's 8:32. News is next to Rock 102.
Here's your
8:34. With Bax and Nagle and Rock 102, it's time for news brought to you by 413 Pro Tint for tinting in your vehicle, home, or business. Call 413 Pro Tint in Springfield today. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Just quickly, feedback on the Route 10 Tire listener line. Handy in your drive to work while you eat donuts and drink coffee. And then, I forgot about it. This idea is nothing new. How I Met Your Mother had a thing called bro bibs, which is kind of along the same thing. But you know what?
Supper smock is a totally different thing.
Smock 102. This is what some guy wrote. Smock 102. I like that.
That's right. Actually, we're two different people came up with Smock 102.
Well, I guess if one person has it, then the other person will have it. But you never know.
So
we could be onto something.
You're telling me this TV show had a bib that looked like a shirt?
It was something along the lines of that. Yeah, it was like to keep yourself from getting stains on you.
Please.
Well, hey, did you set your clock back yesterday?
Well, most of my clocks, Steve, did it automatically. Like my car, my phone, the television, where I usually get my time. Here in the studio, I didn't have to touch the clock. One, I'm not allowed, and then two, I didn't have to touch it already. But I did have to change my microwave and my coffee maker.
I had to change the stove yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. I did that too. Yeah,
because I was like, oh man, it's almost 6 o'clock. And then I'm like, oh wait, it's almost 5 o'clock.
Yeah, like, well, hey, where did the day go?
Yeah, well, it's weird when it gets dark now. It's like 5:30. It got dark yesterday.
I hate that.
Crazy. Here's a reminder that daylight saving time ended at 2 a.m. on Sunday, so the clocks should be set back 1 hour. Digital services typically adjust automatically, but manual clocks will need to be reset. They're warning you about drowsy driving.
Okay.
Yeah. It can screw up your sleep schedule because you're messing with the hour. It gets even worse in the spring when you spring ahead, fall or whatever it is. Spring ahead, fall back. When you spring ahead, the increased rate in heart attacks for people who are not getting enough sleep.
Yeah, you might think that, what's 1 hour? Is 1 hour killing you? Well, you know what? An hour can make a big difference.
It does make a big difference.
You wouldn't think so, but totally turns you around.
I remember being out on the. What about when you used to go to Wisconsin? Is that a time change?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an hour difference. Right?
It's an hour difference. Yes.
That can screw you up.
It would screw you up more if you were flying. Not so much when you're driving there, but yeah, I mean there is something to be lost with the time change.
Well, I'm taking a trip in January out west, and it's like the time to the West Coast is the flight only looks like it's about 3 hours long.
Yeah,
when it's actually like 6 hours long, 5.5, 6 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
On the way back, it's like 15 hours long because.
We got some stops in between.
It stops and the time changed. It's not actually. I'm sorry. I'm embellishing it. It's 12 hours. Like it says 12 hours, but it's really only about 7 hours, which is still a long time to be on a flight.
But
you're multiple cities.
But this is why jet lag is a real thing.
Yeah,
because all of a sudden now you got to adjust your schedule to accommodate everybody else's time.
What is it? Is it easier? It's harder coming back to that than it is to go back in time.
To be honest, I think they're both difficult. I don't know what's more difficult than the other, but it's inconvenient.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just every 6 months we go through this thing, and there's no solution to it.
No one's got the stomach to change it because everyone's saying, "Oh, there's reasons for it," but they can't come up with a good one.
Over the weekend, SNAP benefits were suspended due to the ongoing federal government shutdown affecting millions of families across the United States. The federal government shutdown has now lasted 34 days, delaying funding for many operations, including SNAP benefits that over 42 million Americans rely on for groceries. Nia Renix, founder of the CEO of Hunger Dash, emphasized that food insecurity affects both low-income and working-class families, stating, "A lot of people think that food insecurity only affects folks who don't have a job or anything like that." On Friday, federal judges ordered the USDA to use contingency funds to pay at least partial SNAP benefits as soon as possible before the benefits were set to expire for families on November 1st. The government must respond by today. As millions of families face food insecurity, digital food access models and residents are working to stabilize food supply chains. Renix has launched Hunger Dash, America's first virtual monthly delivery food pantry club.
We mentioned this earlier. We talked about food insecurity with the open pantry and how the latest numbers statewide show that Hampden County has the highest rate of food insecurity at 54%. Springfield has the highest rate of people who take part in SNAP benefits at 47.4%. Springfield, Holyoke, North Adams, and Chicopee are all within the top 10 in the state, but Springfield has the highest rate. Only Holyoke is number 2, and Lawrence 41.7%. But nevertheless, this is the kind of thing that needs to be resolved toot sweet, because frankly, there's already enough food insecurity. Never mind the fact you're taking the ability for people to buy food out of their hands for political reasons. I mean, it's time to get cracking on this and knock off the foolishness.
And if you find yourself in need of food assistance, because it can happen to anybody at any time, the following groups, organizations, and resources may be able to help. You got the Project Bread Food Source Hotline, the Food Bank of Western Massachusetts, members of the Food Bank's Food Assistant Network, the Open Pantry in Springfield, there's a whole list of these on Western Mass's news website. And they list all the different locations of these places along with the phone number, so you can call ahead of time if you're looking to see if you need any of this food assistance. So there's that as well. All right.
There you go.
There you go. I have no idea what's going on here. Just like we do pretty much every day.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, we got a couple of minutes to figure this out, right? I don't know where I was.
You're right there doing news.
Oh, unknown object mysterious object of unknown origin fell from the sky and crashed just outside of Nevada's secretive Area 51 military base. And 5 weeks later, the public is still in the dark. The crash was quickly covered up both literally and figuratively. 8 News Now chief investigator George Knapp of KLAS TV station thinks the official story is told by the military is demonstrably false. How quickly might the government respond to the crash of an unknown object? What happened back on September 23rd on public land outside of the boundary of Area 51 is a textbook example of how crash retrievals work, one that locals have become accustomed to. Now when you got this Atlas 3 thing or whatever the hell it is.
The 3-Eye Atlas.
3-Eye Atlas, along with a mysterious object that fell near Area 51 and nobody's talking about it.
I know. Makes you think.
It's creating spooky situations.
You see the latest news on the 3-Eye Atlas?
No.
It's changed course.
That's weird.
I know. All of a sudden it decided to take a left at Albuquerque.
Yeah, where's Pismo Beach?
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be like hurtling towards our basic neighborhood. All of a sudden, bangs a Yui.
Speaking of which, now you brought that cartoon up.
Yeah.
I just saw on, I think it was Reddit the other day, somebody admitting my entire life I thought it was Open Sesame, but it's Open Says Me.
In the cartoon.
In the cartoon, it sounds like Open Sesame.
Yeah.
Because I think they did that on purpose. But
Sure.
this person was admitting they thought that was the way it was said their entire life until they realized they were watching. This is the helpful thing about captions on Netflix and HBO and things.
Right.
Oh, it says me.
It's not sesame.
No, and this
Not
person,
like give me a sesame bagel with
Right.
with a schmear.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's something.
Well, cartoons can make you have perceptions of different things, how they were presented.
Ain't that the truth?
But anyway, nobody knows what this unknown aircraft is. We could be in for some serious visitors sometime soon.
We'll see.
Either way, you still got to go to work tomorrow, and you still got to pay your taxes and do all that other stuff. Up until then, until they visit us.
Listen, my hot water heater breaks, so I'm not going to care who's flying around in space.
Right? Your Pioneer Valley forecast today going to be cloudy with a high of 57. It is 45 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Munson's
Classic rock. It's 8:50 and the Black Crowes with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be cloudy today with a rain shower, high of 57. It's 45 in downtown Springfield. You know, Papa loves Mambo.
Papa loves Mambo?
Mama loves Mambo.
Mama loves Mambo.
How about the Mambo Kings?
The Mambo Kings are actually going to be in Springfield this weekend on Saturday. Great concert coming to the Springfield Symphony Orchestra. In the studio to talk about it is Casey Roberts. Good to see you.
Hi,
Heather
how are you?
Casey.
Heather Casey Roberts.
I like to carry all the names through.
Well, it's good.
It's a fun part. It's confusing.
Well,
it's good times.
sometimes with a hyphen, sometimes without a
Right?
hyphen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even spell the hyphen. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Depends on the day.
Well, there you go. Welcome, Heather Casey Roberts. So, first of all, tell us a little bit about this event. It's the Fiesta Sinfonica. Tell us
Yes.
about that.
So we're so excited to have the Mambo Kings and Camille Zamora back in Springfield. They were here 2 years ago, rocked Symphony Hall. They'll be joining us again with an all-new show. Lots of really incredible get up out of your seats and dance music. And we're just really hoping to kind of create a strong party vibe in Symphony Hall on Saturday night.
It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like
Something a little outside of the box. You know, we do a lot of respecting tradition classical music, but there's also some real sassy stuff out there that you get to have a really fun time with.
Is it like, I know it's Mambo, but it's...
Yeah,
is
it's
it,
like Latin music. So there's going to be songs in Spanish, songs in English, songs you know, songs you don't. But really the vibe is going to be like just get up, be energized, and smile because there's a whole bunch of other bad stuff happening out there. So
Right.
let us help you ignore it for a few hours.
that sounds great.
Yeah.
So, and the Mambo Kings have been around for a while.
They have.
These are
These guys,
seasoned veterans.
Absolutely. I wish I knew exactly when they started, but they're from Rochester, New York. They're 5 of the coolest guys you will probably ever meet. I've had the opportunity to get to know them backstage at other events, at other orchestra conventions, and they always just bring this positive energy that is contagious. You can't beat it.
Now you're doing. There's another event the night before.
We are on Friday because we like to go big.
Yeah,
go big or go home. We play 60.
This is
That's
it. And this is happening at Wyckoff Country Club.
It is, yes. Thanks to our incredible sponsor of the concert weekend, the Ruiz Family Foundation and Wyckoff Country Club with Chef Andrew Brow are going to be whipping up some amazing Latin fusion-inspired apps. And then we're going to get to actually hang out in the newly redecorated Country Club bar with the Mambo Kings and the conductor Herb Smith.
Now tell me exactly, what does Andrew Brow know about food?
I know,
a
right?
lot, a lot.
Right, like Andrew Brow of, highbrow.
Yeah.
And White
The
Lion.
Jackalope and all the
And
stuff he's done.
The Jackalope, may it rest in peace, a forever missed gem of Springfield. But Andrew's been an incredible supporter for a long time in a lot of things that I've been able to do in downtown Springfield, including working with White Lion. And so it's nice to kind of bring it all back together and have the crew back together again. Yeah.
So, but it's like a whole meet and greet and
It
the
is.
food and all that other
Yep,
stuff
there's
too.
a separate ticket cost to this, which does actually help support the Springfield Symphony Orchestra because many of those of you out there may not know we are a nonprofit, which is really hard to be.
Right.
in this day and age. But we will have a private event. There may be music, live music. Maybe we'll get a little sample from one of the Mambo Kings. But it's really just to get to know them, learn about their music, come ask questions if you're a fan. Get an autograph. I don't know. Just
I know it's hard to play
seen.
Some musical instruments with the sauce and those sticky ribs that that Drew makes. I mean, it's really hard. I don't know if you ever try to play an instrument like that. But
I might actually try that on Friday night. Just see how much I can get on my hands, and then can I borrow your trombone real quick?
Right, or just even if it's just a piano, your fingers
Real
actually
quick.
stick to the keys.
We were talking about getting smocks for people like ourselves to not
So
spill
like adult bibs.
because I spilled coffee on myself this morning.
It
and
happens.
and we were saying we get a what do you call it, supper smock?
A supper smock. Yeah.
We can get a smock for the Mambo players to
I
make
think
sure
we
they don't
should.
get barbecue
'Cause
sauce
we
all
wanna
over
keep,
the instruments.
Right. We want to keep the sticky ribs
Right.
sticky
Right.
and the instruments clean and ready to rock on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Now your season is underway.
It is. We launched in October. We're in November now. I don't really know how that happened, but October 11th we had our first night. It was Italian themed concert. It was amazing. We did the Godfather Suite. We have one concert every Saturday through May. So we are here really focused this year on, kind of like I said before, respecting the tradition of these amazing classical music pieces, but keeping music alive in Springfield, keeping the arts alive in Springfield, bringing people in to come and visit our restaurants, Symphony Hall, the Thunderburns, Nadim's, whatever it may be. Come and be a part of downtown Springfield. We're putting a lot of work into making it special.
You know, Heather, I'm not just saying this because you're in the studio. Well, I mean that does help.
It might be, but it's
I'm
okay.
not just saying this. But every time I've been to the Springfield Symphony, it's been awesome. I mean, not just good.
Right.
It's awesome, and not enough people I think understand what a gem they have in this city. First of all, Springfield, the Symphony Hall is a great place to see a show.
It's stunning.
It's a beautiful building.
The
It's
acoustics.
incredible. And the orchestra is always fantastic. And when you guys bring shows like this that may step a little bit out of the box from what people might think
Right.
in a symphony orchestra, they're always well attended and they're always well enjoyed. And that's the most important part. Even if you don't know the music, just to experience it live in a place like that is just amazing.
It creates this real energy that you feel the second the instruments start. It really is breathtaking. My husband makes fun of me all the time because I cry, but no matter what the concert is, it just stops you because you have to take a step back and look around and go, damn, I am so lucky. I am so lucky that I get to be here in this building surrounded by amazing people who want the same amazing things for this city, this area, and for what we're doing. You know, it is. I wish people, and I hope one of my goals in this role, as I am the new president here, is to get people to see what you just said, to come in. Like, these musicians are professionals. They are playing with Grammy Award winning artists. They are playing with Alicia Keys. They are being conducted by the world's best that we are bringing in. That's not something to be ashamed of as a city and as a patron. So I encourage you to try.
Now wait till you hear what we say about you when you leave.
I know. I can't wait. It's gonna be good, right?
We'll say nice things for crying out loud. What do you think we are, jerks? I mean, you might think that way, and I can see why you would.
I
think
mean,
that
I
way.
may have heard it once or twice, but I would never share that.
But you are new in this position.
I am very new in this position. I've been with the symphony for years. I started with Paul Lambert. He brought me on when he was sort of re-energizing this again right out of COVID. And I think I can honestly say this is like touching on a dream job. Music has always been a huge part of my life. I'd like to say that I play instruments, but I wasn't blessed with that talent. So those who can't do teach. And here I am, not necessarily teaching, but trying to get you all to come on in and see what these people can do.
Well, you're organizing. You're getting people together and you're getting people to
Chaos
watch a great
coordinator
show.
is what I like to call myself.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If,
it's a fun time.
If someone wanted to get tickets for this weekend, what should they do?
They can come right on down to the box office. We're at 1441 Main Street, Springfield. We'd love to see you there. You can call us on the phone or you can get them right online, springfieldsymphony.org. We also sell them right on site at the box office at Symphony Hall on concert night. So come down and have a little party with us.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Heather Casey Roberts, we appreciate you coming in today.
I appreciate you guys.
We happen to have a pair of tickets to give away right now. 10th
we
caller.
do.
293-1021. Good luck to you. Great to see
Do
you.
I get to answer the phone calls?
No.
You want to stick
come
around and
on,
watch
guys.
watch the magic of us count to 10?
Do you want to hear the person get really excited
do.
when they win the thing?
I kinda
Okay, well,
do,
you can
though.
stay
Can
in
I
here
stay?
while we do that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right.
You may
It's
regret this.
8:59 on Rock 102.